Hello everyone, Troll's back at it again, and today I'm making another Cube Runners video, but it's not the same as the gameplay videos that I would make on my TikTok or YouTube. Now it's about the lore, or should I say the history of Cube Runners, and I think this would be pretty exciting and a little scary to unravel everything about this so-called fun little game that you can download on your Oculus. So some things that we're going to be going over today is the Skinwalkers, and as well as the company that is so-called behind Cube Runners, Cube Center. I don't know what these are about, but with the new update of the Void skin that you can unlock, I think it has a lot of story behind it. The first thing that we're going to be explaining is Cube Centers. For my information, Cube Centers is behind the facility in horror mode and also the creators of Cube Runners, or at least I think so, which are ran by a yellow individual that I do not know and the blue individual, which we know today as XD1. Now, not much was given about this yellow individual hanging out with XD1 and making the business, but we can tell from a photo that was not released too long ago that this yellow individual has quit Cube Center, or has taken XD1 out of the business life and just running stuff by himself. This might explain Skinwalkers later on, but we're going to go deeper into that. Now, as we could tell just by looking at who runs Cube Runners, we could tell that the owner is XD1. So he's still running the business, but there's obviously no other owners under the name of Cube Runners or Cube Center. So where did this yellow individual go? Well, I have a slight conspiracy about that. As you may have noticed from the V2 release, there's been new entities called Skinwalkers. These black void-like entities with realistic eyes that go around and kick anyone that they see, which is very confusing. Who may these be, and where did they come from? If they can't just appear out of nowhere, unless that's exactly what happened, and somebody brought them there. Now, if we look at the Cube Center's VHS tapes, we have found out that they have given VHS tapes to prevent the Skinwalker attacks, but something's off, a little off indeed. On these VHS tapes, certain glimpses that just don't seem right have been implanted into the VHS. Who could have done this? Would have XD1 done this? That doesn't make right. Why would you destroy your own VHS tape? Unless it was somebody that worked with the company that doesn't anymore. Like the yellow guy. Now, these little parts of the VHS tape are telling people false information like take off your gas mask or accept your death. Stuff like that. But why would you do that? Unless the yellow guy is trying to destroy the company. Like the company was doing something that the yellow guy did not like. Now hold on, you may be wondering, where the hell are you grabbing all this information? This is just a bunch of false crap that you're just grabbing out of nowhere just to make people think that this yellow guy is a bad guy, which I'm not. And when I get later on into this video, I'm going to explain how he's not actually the bad guy, he's just getting revenge on something that might have happened to him later on in his business career. Those who remembered back in V1, there was an egg cosmetic that you can get. It was the most expensive cosmetic, I'm pretty sure, and over time, it's done stuff to the cube's body, whoever has equipped it. Now, it is currently replaced with a green cheese. I don't know why, but before that, there was pink goo that was cleaned up and just put as out of order until the green cheese was replaced with it. What could this mean? Well, let's look into horror. As you enter horror, you're immediately put into what seems like a research facility-like place where this black figure that seems dead is hanging out in a little chamber. Now, as you continue, it disappears. But I was thinking earlier that this doesn't seem right. This just seems out of place of the cube aesthetic of the game. Unless this is a failed project. As you noticed, it kind of gives a skinwalker kind of vibe to it. Almost like this is a skinwalker that wasn't properly used and therefore a prototype and scrapped. Now they couldn't get rid of it, so what were they gonna do? Well, they were going to test on it to make the next line of skinwalkers better than this one. Now we're gonna skip way below the facility, the cave area. Now this cave area is full of crystals and unfamiliar scenery that, doesn't seem too off from the game. Okay, so they add some new stuff. So what? Well, it's the spiders. As you may have noticed, these new spiders are way different than the V1 spiders. The V1 spiders were blocky and moved in certain patterns, while these ones, yeah, sure, they move in similar patterns, but they're super realistic. Almost like this is out of the game, or should I say, out of the simulation of the game. Hold on, before you call me crazy, well, let's go to the next level, or should I say the final level. The final level is a water-like level where if you finish it, you get to see the egg, which is 20 times bigger, I should say, and is in a giant chamber. Now it is making noises that no one has ever heard before. What could this mean? It means that Cube Center, whoever is still working on Cube Center, is working on experiments for this egg. And if they keep going like this, we might have an apocalypse or something worse than that, an infestation of whatever this monster could be inside the egg. But there's more to this egg that I might have to explain. Now, as the new release came out for the next update, you've noticed that there's been Galaxy Weapon and a Galaxy Hat. Pretty cool, but not what we're looking at right now. What we're looking at is the new collectible, the Void collectible, which seems way off than the other collectibles and changes you more than just the regular ones. If you didn't already know how to obtain the Void cosmetic, I will maybe be doing a video later on, but to do it you need to grab certain little tiny buttons around the entire map, or maps I should say. But as you get them all, you go down into the main area where this void-like creature tries to chase you. Now, it doesn't do anything on my side, it doesn't kick me or anything, it just kind of sticks onto me until I grab the Void cosmetic. Now, sticking on seems like it's trying to grasp onto me, or trying to grasp onto a body to obtain the cosmetic, which is what we were all going to do in the first place anyways, but it seems like as we collected the buttons, we wanted to collect more until finally we want to collect the Void cosmetic, which is why this Void creature spawns. Let's go back to the Cube Center thing. Now, the yellow guy and XD1 work together in Cube Center, this facility that liked to experiment on things while still trying to keep it safe. Now, one of their employees found something while scavenging, an egg, a purple egg, we should say, and they started experimenting it on immediately. Now, later on into their experiment, they noticed that really nothing's happening. They're not getting any progress. So XD1 told the yellow guy, or should we say the co-owner, to experiment on it. Go into the chamber and find out what's going on. Now, the yellow guy refused at first. He didn't like the idea of just going into a chamber of an egg that they don't even know the species of. But XD1 threatened his job on the line if he did not go into the chamber. So he didn't want to lose his job, so he decided to do the experiments. After the days go by on the experiments, the yellow guy noticed that his skin has been changing color, almost as a slight purple, but he thought nothing of it and continued working. Later on, he's felt things around him that doesn't feel right. He's been seeing things that just doesn't seem normal to the normal cube. Now, what could this mean? He doesn't know. But his eyesight has been getting all staticky. His body has been feeling weird, almost like there's something around him at all times. Another few days go past, and as he's still in the facility, He never leaves to go back to his home. He feels attached to the egg, almost like he is part of it. As the employees noticed, especially XD1, they have decided to leave him in the chamber facility and lock him up. He was not happy about this and screamed for countless days to let him out, but nobody ever did. They just left him in the same chamber as the egg. Until one day.